We're here at Interop 2014 in Las Vegas, and the subject is webRTC. I'm talking with Irwin Lazar, who is from Nemertes Research. You're based in Illinois, is that correct?
That's correct.
Tell us about webRTC and why it's important in an enterprise IT setting.
Yeah, so what webRTC allows you to do is engage in a voice, video, or data sharing session with any two endpoints without anything to download. No need for a plugin, no need for anything. It's built into the browser, so it enables faster deployment of applications and a lot of innovative uses of applications that people can begin to write into their web apps.
Why is this so important now?
Because we're seeing that the framework is in place. So Chrome, which has somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 million worldwide users, has this capability built in, and people are starting to discover it. So web developers are starting to write applications to it. Companies are delivering third-party innovative services, and even some of the legacy infrastructure organizations, the Avayas, the Ciscos of the world, are starting to write applications that can leverage it.
So a part of your presentation was the fact that, as exciting as this might be, it may turn out to be kind of a two-edged sword, because any developer can now add video and audio capabilities to their application.
Yeah, if you think about the basic feature is that I've got voice and video capabilities built into a browser that anyone can write to. So I could use that for good, I guess, for enabling things like access to my video conferencing system for somebody who's outside my company through a browser. The concern is that if I'm the person responsible for running my networks, any developer can write to this. Anyone who's writing a web app can take advantage of it and implement voice and video chat in their applications, and now that's running on my network, consuming bandwidth, and I may not know about it.
Okay. Where can people go for more information? And then we'll talk about apps here in just a moment with your colleague who also presented.
Yeah, webrtc.org is probably the best resource. There's a number of other resources on the web. Just Google webRTC and you'll find lots of stuff out there.
Okay, Irwin. Well, now we want to talk about some of the applications that webRTC supports. And I'm here with Dr. Brent Kelly, who is from Utah, I understand.
Yes, I hail from near Salt Lake City. And I tell people Salt Lake because that's the biggest town that anybody would ever know of near where I live.
Yeah, indeed. Well, you know, in the presentation you talked about several applications for webRTC. Which do you think is the one that's going to leap to the forefront, is going to be the first to be adopted?
Well, I think that it's going to be in this area of contact center or customer engagement. And the reason I think that is because that is one where organizations are looking for better ways to engage with their customers or with their clients. And so it can be in a B2B kind of setting. It can be in a financial institution where, for example, an organization, a bank or an investment place may want to reach out to its high net worth clients in a better fashion, in a real more intimate face-to-face video kind of way, okay? And or it could be, for example, on just a website where, like an e-commerce site. For an example would be a retailer, say an electronics retailer, where you go to the site, you might have questions, you might need more information, and maybe you can't find it on their site easily, but if there were a button that you could just click to call, click to be in contact with somebody. You don't have to download a browser plugin or do anything, but you can just be in instant voice and or video communication with them. Plus, because webRTC supports a data channel, Andy, you could be able to share data so the agent could push information to you. An agent could push a contract to you if you were like in an insurance kind of industry. So there's lots of different ways that webRTC can have a huge impact on this area of engagement.
Well, I enjoyed seeing those applications, but I think there was also a cautionary tale that the one-to-one works really great, but as you begin to increase more people in a multicast situation, the traffic demands increase very, very rapidly. What's the implication of that?
Well, so it's right. WebRTC will create a fully meshed kind of connection network. So the more people that you get involved, you'll have to create a direct connection with each of them. So really the way to overcome this is to have an infrastructure component in the middle of that that everybody would connect to. And so it may be like a server or something. So in the streaming world, you would have a server that everybody could connect to themselves, and so you wouldn't have this fully meshed network. The other issue with webRTC, if you have multiple people, is it requires multiple more processing capability, right? And so if you're on a tablet or say a phone that doesn't have as much processing as as a full-fledged PC or laptop, then you can tax the resources of those devices if you're going to have multiple parties involved.
As you can see, webRTC, an exciting technology. 2014, 2015, there are going to be some trials. 2016 on, look out.
Indeed.
Indeed. Thanks very much for joining us here in this continuing coverage at Interop 2014.